Hello, everybody. How we doing? My name is Chris Ward, and my group is 0x Dead Beef Productions. You might recognize the hex number if anyone took Ord's class. I want to real quick introduce my team members. First sitting right here is Caleb Crawford, who worked on the network and the sound. Next we have Patrick Yao. Patrick Yao! And he was a graphics guru as well as collision detection and some server stuff. John Wang is next, and he worked on weapons and physics. Behind him is Chris Kondrick. That's who it is. I don't remember my group members. And he also worked on graphics as well as the models. A lot of the client-side stuff was taken care of by him. And then in the end, we have Dave Eltgroth, who worked on network and our building models. And I did the framework and some other fun stuff, the GUI. But really, everyone had their hands in everything. With such a large project, it's really impossible to segregate ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and get our game started. Looks like it's booting right now. I want to do some more. Let's let this go. While we're playing this, might as well thank Kirk Wang for the composing our intro music right here, Jason Pang for mastering the in-game music, Todd Espirito Santo, I'm sure I butchered your name, for our player model as well as the bear, which you can see right there, and Mark and Joey for the rather ridiculous voices we have in game, and Andy Lynn for our concept art, which you might have seen a peek of during Professor Volker's presentation. So our game is UCSDOOM, which is a first-person shooter which takes place in post-apocalyptic UCSD. Which is, of course, what you do in post-apocalyptic UCSD is sit around the CS squad and blow each other up. Now, the main concept we wanted to go is we want our game to be really easy to play and really fun. So, with that aim, we created somewhat of a modular weapon system where you kind of get into the game and there's really 3 base weapon types, and you can mix and match these to produce a total of 19 different weapons. So if we go ahead and get the game started here. Oh yes, we're going to need 2 people to come down here and play our game, and probably lose to Caleb, because he's way too good. We played this for at least 3 hours straight just yesterday, so. Anybody? See a hand right there? And a hand right there? First 2 people get down here get to play, so you guys should run. I see 3 people. Oh. We'll host an encore where anyone can play later, maybe if you're lucky. So if we got the server running, should go ahead and get connected and play a game. All the noises you're hearing are actually noises that are in-game. So here's our weapons table, which you can take a look at before the game starts and see the various combinations of guns, lasers, and rockets. And you can combine all these things to create various different weapons. It's fairly intuitive, although we do have some oddities. But really what we wanted to go with was something that was very easy to pick up and grasp. If you pick up a rocket launcher and another rocket launcher, you get a better rocket launcher. In this case, a cluster bomb. So it looks like Caleb has gone ahead and hopped into the game. He started with a laser. I have a feeling he's probably not going to stick with it. If you see these crates lying around, you can pick those up to go ahead and get a new weapon. Usually random, but if someone else dropped a box, it'll be what they had. So that looked painful right there. That's Patrick, and he's not very good at the game. He's cannon fodder, really. No, I kid. Patrick played very well yesterday, so long as no one has the disc launcher, which is one particular weapon that he's vulnerable to. So hopefully Caleb will pick that up. We've got some cheats in game, so if you see Caleb doing anything suspicious, I would just ignore that. Caleb just picked up 2 guns, which turns into a shotgun, which is particularly deadly in our game. Let's see if he can get close enough to Patrick to finish him off. Yeah, that was pretty easy. So if you look around, you can see, first of all, we have the GUI with the current weapon the player's holding is up in the top right corner. There's the discs right there. Hopefully Patrick isn't around. As well as the radar in the bottom right, along with the weapons. And the controls are so simple, we actually just put them out right for everyone to see. So you can really feel like you can play this game even when you're not playing it. Looks like Caleb just picked up the stun laser, which is a particularly kind of tough weapon to use, but if you hit a player, they can't move or do anything for 3 seconds. So once they're hit once, they're pretty much screwed. Chances of him actually getting a hit here. Oh, yeah, he's stuck. Looks like whoever Eric is, I guess that's one of our guest players, jumped on that opportunity. Caleb, why don't you show off the cherry picker? There's a weapon we're particularly proud of, which kind of came about as a result of the random functionality we have in our game. You notice when you die, you're kind of thrown up into the air in a random position, and you wait, your time to respawn is basically falling into the environment. So we decided, why don't we just make a weapon that actually has the same effect, where it really teleports you into a random place in the level while doing a significant amount of damage. So it's also very pretty to look at. Seems to be doing pretty good with it so far. Maybe get one more hit. There you go. That was the end of futility. We have a score screen, actually, so it's not in vain to play this. If Caleb would go ahead and show that real quick. Score screen. So you can see who's winning and who's dying a lot. Futility, you need to pick up the pace. Along with the cherry picker, we have a bunch of other fun weapons as well as kind of standard weapons. Grenade launcher is one of the ones we're particularly proud of. We have a pretty good physics system. John did a very good job writing the physics for our game, and although we actually don't use a lot of its functionality, you can see he's shooting the grenades in here. They're going to go ahead and bounce against the walls and then explode in a somewhat random way, so it's kind of hard. What you can see right now, actually, is while they're indoors, is that this was somewhat of a bug, actually, but led into what we're considering a feature. It's called monkey barring, or monkey jumping, and as you can see, he's hanging from the ceiling. And this was initially a bug with detecting when a player could jump, but as a result, you can kind of hang on to the corner of a ceiling and swing your way around up to the next ceiling. So as silly as this seems, it's actually very helpful in navigating our level. You see Caleb right here is on top of Cal IT, which we're inside of. So, and across the way you'll see EBU3, and to the right the bioengineering building. To the left we have the media arts wing, which is part of this building, as well as the cups cart. There's no coffee in our game, but you can still go hide in there. It's a pretty good place if no one looks at the radar and sees that you're there. So Caleb's got the reflecting plasma laser right now, which is a pretty devastating weapon indoors because not only does it cause an explosion, but several more lasers shoot out of it when it explodes in random directions. So maybe he'll have better luck killing Patrick in here in side shots. Patrick, someone get a cluster bomb. One of the most fun weapons, my favorite weapon in the game, is the cluster bomb or the napalm launcher. You can see here the rapid fire laser, which is also pretty bad because it's very powerful and very fast. It pretty much only takes about 3 hits to finish someone off. Looks like someone's trying to kill Caleb with the cluster bomb, which is the rocket-rocket combination, which shoots a rocket which then explodes into several explosive clusters. Patrick, play nice. You see here the triple rocket, which is a big, scary rocket with huge explosions. Probably the cheapest weapon in the game because it does 100% damage for anyone in the explosive radius. Let's see, what do we got? The instant kill laser is also very fun. One shot and he's dead. The disadvantage, of course, is a very slow fire rate. Patrick's not very good at this. You can go ahead during the game and drop your weapons anytime to make your combination. Let's say you've got 3 weapons and you see a crate and you want to try your luck with something else. Choose which weapon you want to drop and get rid of it. I just saw you cheat there, Caleb, by the way. If we head over to EBU 3 here, if you look towards the side, we've got a few little hidden messages here. There's a thank you to Todd, who created our excellent player model. You want to throw him in third person real quick, Caleb? He's dancing right now, it would appear, although I'm not sure he's supposed to be. We also have the players' names displayed above their heads. Patrick did a very good job with the bump mapping on the terrain as well as lighting effects. If you go inside a building and start shooting a machine gun or shoot a rocket, you're going to see that reflected in the environment. Maybe not this environment because he's too busy hanging from the ceiling, but go ahead and put it back in first person, just because it's kind of hard to play in third person. But when a player dies, you're going to notice that their weapons get dropped. So if you, by some pure stroke of luck, kill someone who has a lot better weapons than you can go ahead and pick up what they dropped and then use it against the first unsuspecting individual you run into. One of the most interesting things when we were developing this is we are not, in any sense of the word, modelers. We were very much focused on the gameplay. So for the first 6 or 7 weeks, everything was pretty much represented by a Mega Man model that Chris found. So you were Mega Man. You shot Mega Mans at other Mega Mans. This is a very nice weapon right here, which causes somewhat of a carpet bomb effect. Ooh. Second man. You'll notice each weapon also gives a customized death message. Carpet bomb is what you're seeing right here. And when the players, what do you have right now? Cluster bomb. So you see the clusters go flying off, and it's that one's a pretty devastating. And you can go and climb on the bear and hide in the cups. Ooh. Another fun weapon we have is the satellite rockets. And these are laser-guided rockets where you basically paint the target, you go to right there, and rockets will go fly down from the sky and shoot wherever it hits. So it's kind of hard, but if you're the kind of person who likes to hide far away and camp, then this is the weapon for you. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen Caleb play this well. He better watch out, though, because someone's got the shotgun, and that's going to take care of him really quick. You'll notice the fog in the canyon here. We really were enjoying when we discovered particle effects, and we went a little crazy with them. I know I spent many a weekend just tweaking, making things pretty, and I think the end result is really nice. If you go into the canyon, I'm not sure if it'll give you any tactical advantage, but you'll have a nice visual experience. In the end, really what we were going for with the weapons, as well as very simple use system, was a lot of diversity. Several of the weapons are very useful in certain occasions, such as the satellite rockets, are very good outside, but you know, once you're inside, they're practically worthless. Same thing with the reflecting weapons. There's not really much benefit to shooting them outdoors when chances are much better of killing someone with them inside. So really, we want the players to adapt both to their environment and to who they're fighting against. In the end, most battles, theoretically, both players will change weapons throughout the course of the fight. So in that aspect, we really just wanted the gameplay to be very dynamic. I don't know how Caleb ended up unarmed there, but... You see someone just got cherry picked. Someone hiding on top of the bioengineering building just kind of shooting that down and taking care of people. Someone should probably go up there and stop that guy, huh? That guy right there. So you notice that the environment is somewhat bombed out. It's somewhat of a bummer, I guess, that the quad ended up looking like this. Accidents happen. Post-apocalyptic. Surprisingly enough, the buildings were able to survive the apocalypse, and all their insides were replaced with platforms. Now, I've never been inside the bioengineering building, so for all we know, that's actually what it looks like. But I'm pretty sure this is what the building we're inside looks like too, yeah? Big hole in the ceiling, platforms to hang off of. Well, we've got just a couple more minutes here, so I'm going to have to ask them to quit the game pretty soon. That's the end right there. And that was a slaughter. Caleb is gone, by the way, in case anyone was curious. Pat is Pat, and the futility did a pretty good job. The deaths are pretty low. Pat, you died a lot. Pat was integral to demonstrating the weapons and their effects on people. So once again, we want to take this chance to really communicate how awesome this whole experience was. I didn't know any of these people before I came to this class, and I don't think we knew each other. And it's been an amazing experience, although one with not very much sleep. I was in the lab till 6 a.m. or so, so was Caleb. There's been a lot of late nights, but Joey, our TA, has been there with us just as late, if not later. I think 2 days ago he said he was there till 7 a.m. when he had to leave because he couldn't park anymore because of parking permits. Professor Volker for organizing this class, and all of the students in the class, who I think everyone has played our game, and we've played. None of this would have been possible without everyone in this class. So it's been an amazing experience, and I would do it again. And I recommend anyone to take this class. So thank you.